Hey everyone, Victoria Waco here, Mrs. New York American 2024, and I've been getting a lot of questions about packing, how to pack, that kind of stuff. And also about rehearsal bag, but in this one I'm going to do more like general tips and tricks for packing for pageant weekend. Now I'll start off this by saying that I am definitely a maximist. I'm a firm believer, and especially in pageant situations, that I want to have everything I could possibly need with me so I don't have to stress about if something happens. So right now we are in my spare bedroom. This is where usually if we had a guest they would stay. However, right now is pretty much pageant central. We have all of the goodie bags for the ladies and helpers back here for the state pageant. And I have started to lay some stuff out for pageant weekend for myself. So everything begins with this sucker. This is a 5-page packing list. This sucker I have created over the years. Every time I've gone to a pageant, things that I've needed, I've added to it, I've edited it. I just feel like it is a one-stop shop. And sometimes there's things on it I don't need. So some of it is more so if you're going to be a really long pageant. If you're at a weekend, you need less things. So I just kind of, first step was I went through and like crossed out what I didn't need, or I knew I didn't need. And then the next thing I did was I started a list of every outfit I could think of that I needed. So once you have the pageant weekend, like timeline, that's time my next step. What needs outfits? So I figure out how many outfits I actually need for that weekend so I can start planning them out. How do I pack my outfits? So I'm going to give you 2 different methods of packing outfits depending on if you're flying or if you're driving and you have room in your back seat. Okay. And the back seat thing will come into play either way. Okay. So what I do for each outfit, like for nationals, what I did is I actually printed labels. These are just plain ones, but I had like the big sheets of labels, and it said day, what the outfit was for, and then like Mrs. New York on it, American. So that, and then like V Waco. So there was no confusing that the stuff in that bag belonged to me. That was labeled with that. I then bought these bags off of Amazon. They are basically like oversized Ziploc baggies, okay? And what they are is they're for like t-shirt or clothing stores and stuff. So I just bought a pack of 100 of them, and everyone got a sticker label on this, okay? Then what went into there was everything for the outfit. So if it was, let me give you an example. So let's say I was wearing this. This is actually our open enrollment for nationals. I would put this in the bag, fold it up, put it in the bag. Fun thing when you have sequins, put it inside out and put tissue paper in it. But I would put that in the bag. In the bag too, I would have a baby Ziploc bag that had the earrings or any jewelry that went with that outfit. I would put my underwear in there. I would put my socks in there. And then also in there would be a index card like this. And on this index card, it would again say what the outfit was for and everything that went in that outfit. So let's say, for example, I needed a strapless bra for an outfit, but I needed that strapless bra for multiple outfits. It would say that on this card so that I knew when it was time to wear that outfit, I would look at this card and be like, what am I missing? So I could pull that stuff over, okay? That's what I did when I traveled to nationals. And then everything legitimately got hung up. I would use this bag to keep everything, little things in, and I used a safety pin to keep this on the hanger. The reason why is I wanted to be, instead of putting a hole in this bag, I wanted to be able to push the air out when I was traveling home. Okay, so that's why. Little thing, but it made a difference for space in my suitcases. Anyways, so it would hang on the hanger all like that, okay, until it was time to wear it. Then everything went back into this bag, folded, put away, and then every few days I would film a suitcase with all my outfits I had worn so far. I had planned for 3 changes each day at nationals, okay? Now state weekend. This could be a great option if you're getting on a plane. If you're in a car, and I would encourage you to buy these even if you are flying, and I'll tell you why. I used garment bags that were made for costumes. So I think I have them linked somewhere, but I don't have them out yet. But basically what it is a garment bag that has 4 pockets on the bottom and fit like a cocktail dress or a 2-piece set, not for a gown. And in the bottom, you could put all the extra things that that outfit needed. So what I did at Nationals, that helped me was like every day I had 3 of them. The 3 outfits for that day went into those 3 bags, so they were ready to go. And I knew they were ready to go because I checked my little index card to make sure I had everything. So that's another option if you are traveling by car and you just want to buy those bags and put all your outfits in those bags and you can just hang them in your back seat. That is totally an option for you too. I highly recommend travel hangers. So all these do, and I have one of them in use now, but they just unfold. And so you get extra hanging stuff in your closet. So highly recommend these. You can buy them on Amazon super cheap. And then the other thing I find is I subdivide things a lot. So again, going back to this list, like all hair stuff. A lot of times I legitimately just use another one of these. I mean, I have all my hair stuff in this bag, labeled it hair stuff, and I knew I was ready to go. Another thing is bags to subdivide things. So for example, when you get to later in my packing list, I have like things that I always want to have in my rehearsal bag. So I might put those all in one bag and then I can pack my rehearsal bag when I get to the hotel. But I'll show you my rehearsal bag in a separate video because I do believe I have one of the best packed rehearsal bags. Personally, I believe that. But a lot of times, because I do travel a lot, I have stuff kind of like put into kits already. So for example, this is my nightstand bag. This thing has everything I like to have on my nightstand next to my bed for every night. So I have a little Bluetooth speaker. I have my extra charger for my phone. I have a stand for my phone in case I want to watch a video or something. I have a clip because I always like having clips. I actually have cords for my chargers, extra headphones just in case. And here I have like lip gloss, a pair of clippers, roll-on sleep stuff, earplugs, a brush, a satin hair tie. So this just is packed everything that I could possibly need or like to have next to me. A little thing of lotions in there, a chapsticks in there, a pen and a Sharpie. You'll see those everywhere with me. I love having them everywhere. And the last thing that I love having is this thing. Now this I got as a prize like forever ago, but you can buy them on Amazon and they just have a little clip. Why I like this. I put my hotel key card in here and maybe a little cash or like something else I might need. And then this just gets clipped to the outside of my rehearsal bag or like right inside my rehearsal bag in a spot that's really easy to see. That way when it's time to get back into my room, I just put this up against the key pod thingamajig and it opens the door and then it just slides right back into the bag or where it's hooked and I don't have to worry about like where do I put my key. It's on the bag. I bring everywhere with me, so I just don't have to worry about it. So I use this all the time in hotels, even when it's not a pageant. So that is this bag stays packed at all times. If something runs out, like the pen dies or something, when I get home from my trip, I just restock it. That way it's ready to go every trip I go on. Same thing with a lot of my toiletry items. So I keep this sucker. I've had this bag forever, pre-packed. Now I'm going away on a small trip coming up. So what I'll do is I will just look to see what I still need. And then I will like repack this. So a lot of times I can just check that off the packing list right away. Other things I like for a pageant, over the door shoe hanger. I hang this on like a picture. There's usually like a big picture somewhere in the room, and a lot of like these little odds and ends things I will put in here so they're easy to grab. Another thing is I have my hotel bag. I think I shared this already, but this has a lot of stuff too that I just always like to have with me, right? So I can just grab this and be like, all right, we're good to go. Check it off the list and let's keep moving. But that's how I start packing. I literally will just start with my checklist. Everything I need goes onto this bag, and then I organize it into subcategories so that when I'm unpacking at the hotel, it makes life really simple. Another nice thing to have are these bags. You can use these to subdivide things and put whole outfits into. These are from Dollar Tree in case you can't get those other ones. But those are some of my tips in packing. I hope it helped you. Ask me questions. I'll do a couple more videos and talk to y'all soon. Bye.